Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome. It's Friday. It's time yet again to rank 8-bit Nintendo games. We've been doing this for quite some time here. Let me get the list up so we can see the games ranked thus far. I'll move myself over here just a smidge. And we've got 687 games on the list. Which means we're not like done, but we're getting kind of close here. Mega Man 2 at the top of the list. Harlem Globetrotters at the bottom. Several, maybe even a few more than several games in between. Now, most of the games that run on this platform are real easy. You put the cartridge in, you pick up your controller, and you go. But there have been a handful of peripherals made for the system over the years, and today we're going to try and get through all of the games made for one specific peripheral, that being the Power Pad. I like feet. I think that like people with a foot fetish or whatever, they're doing their thing, right? People got stuff. I think that the way that the internet has turned the foot fetish into an ongoing gag has sort of I don't know, it's made foot fetish stuff seem filthy in a way that's as fetishes go, it's just whatever, man. And the way people have become puritanical about showing feet or whatever, I think that stuff is just fucking weird. I think the way people are about feet online are strange. I think foot fetish stuff is not, feet don't do anything for me personally. If they do it for whatever. But I've been wrestling with this idea all morning about if I'm going to wear socks or not for this. And I really don't know what the answer is. I really don't know. I don't understand. I don't care. I just don't care, man. Do I fucked up nails? Maybe a little bit. They might be a little on the long side, ever so slightly. But no, they're not. I don't know. I think I'm just going to leave the socks on because it'll be easier to be on the pad. But I don't like wearing socks, to be frank with you. So I figure maybe the best way to do this is to just take it out of my hands completely. And put it to you, the viewers, with a poll that I tried to create here from the OBS window, but it did not work. So let me. Grippy socks would actually probably be the right answer there. I type /poll and nothing happens. When I type /poll, nothing at all happens. Are shoes an option? No, you cannot wear shoes on the Power Pad. Yeah, sock. Yeah, I want the options to be socks, yes or no. I want you to do this. This is your fault now. Currently, people want socks. That's in the lead by a great number here. I am almost offended. People are voting yes for socks at a rate of 72%. And we'll see how it goes. We've got a handful of seconds left here, but unless there's some extreme catch-up in the last few minutes here, it looks like I'm going to be wearing socks. Okay. Okay. The Power Pad games, this is also going to be, I'm going to be looking at the Discord chat here because there may be some cases where I might need some help with the manuals for the games because some of these use side A of the pad or side B of the pad. And the yes have it. We will wear socks at a rate of 70%. A runaway victory for socks. And I think this just goes to show what I was talking about, that people have become a little too puritanical about feet. There shouldn't be anything weird about seeing somebody's feet. You shouldn't see someone's feet and go, oh. It's just feet. It's on you that you've turned that into a thing. And by you, I mean the collective internet and all of us. All of us have done this. Me even having this conversation is contributing to the bad discourse around feet. So, all right. The socks have it. And so let's rank some games here. I figured I would start with world-class track meets or stadium events, if you will. Some of these, the history of the Power Pad is a little strange because it was something that was released very early in the console's life cycle by Bandai, and then Nintendo picked it up, and some of the games got re-released. Stadium events is actually, for a time, I don't know if this is still the case, but it was one of the rarest NES games because it was the Power Pad game that Bandai put out, and then it got re-released as world-class track meet. The Power Pad got re-released as the Power Pad instead of whatever Bandai was calling it. It's a sort of a strange situation where a couple of these games kind of came out twice. We're not going to play stadium events and world-class track meet. The differences are very minor. And so stadium events and world-class track meet will end up kind of on the same slot, if you will. And yeah, there are, what are we looking at? Is it 6 games? 6 cartridges, I suppose. It's World-Class Track Meet, Athletic World, Dance Aerobics, Street Cop, Super Team Games, and Short Order / Eggsplode. Hopefully we can get through all of them here in time, in the time allotted, so that I can put the Power Pad away. It's a nice cool day. The garage stinks of death. I've been digging out a corner of the garage trying to find where the dead animal smell is coming from, and now I'm convinced I'm digging out the wrong corner and that maybe there's something going on under the refrigerator over here. So, just to give you the bouquet of the... I mean, I've got the garage open. You know, there's plenty of cool air coming through here, and, it's fine. All right, let's see. So for this, we're using the Mister because the Mister has what's called Snack, and Snack is an interface that lets you hook real controllers from old systems directly up to the unit, and works at a very low latency. Snack and Snack adapters are really super impressive. And that is what lets me hook the Power Pad up directly to the Mister, which is great. However, you have to kind of, the settings on the core for the NES are, I'm not really sure what the best way to do this is. So I've currently got it configured in such a way that I kind of have to come over here and turn it on because the controller handles the menus, and then you have to turn it on for the power pad to do it. I don't. There might be a more elegant way to do this. I'm sure there is. I feel like I had it running more directly before, but I don't know. I don't know. Anyway. Let's play some world-class track meet. I am going to lower the gate on the microphone so that you should be able to hear me from a greater distance. Push this pesky chair out of the way. Unfold the mat. And, yeah. Okay, so we'll start with a 100-meter dash. Running, trying to not lift my feet very high so that I can be on the pad quite frequently. Ugh. Might be that if I had swap controllers, that'll work because, now yeah, maybe that's what I needed to do. Let's see. I'm gonna do the dash again. And then I might go get my inhaler. The mic's quiet. There's not much I can do about it. The mic arm only goes so far. Nope. When I hit swap controllers, it no longer works. So... Why is everything on one screen now? What have I done? Okay. Yeah, looks like just lifting your heels is actually the way to do this, huh? So I can just hit swap controllers, swap to the long jump. What? Okay. We're jumping. Let's try the long jump again. That's a little more like it. Great. I see. So you do have to put your feet back down. It is measuring both your up and your down. I'll be back in a sec. Okay. Maybe I can lower the game audio. Maybe that'll be a better way to, because I know the mic is kind of quiet from here. I have what they refer to as exercise-induced asthma, which seems like a scam built to let you get out of going to gym in junior high, and it was really great for that. It's not like a constant thing. Okay, hurdles. Hurdles now. Oh, ow. That's right. Okay, triple jump. No good. say this would be fun on a Wii Fit board. That thing wasn't really made for jumping. So the Olympics just combines the events. But tournament is like a race. Or I don't know, maybe it goes through the events also, but let's find out. Turtle wants to have a race. Suck it, Turtle. Oh, now hurdles. Oh, I don't want to do all this. Oops. Prize. Rise. Huh. It looks more like a frog, more like a prize. Okay. All right. Whew! I don't get a ton of cardio these days. Oh. So yeah, you know. I was in better shape for a while, and then the pandemic happened, and we had kids, and you know, it all kind of went away. But whew. That's fine. World-class track meet. I will say I like that it tracks your landing on the jumps. that's more than I gave it credit for initially. Like, it seems to care on the long jump that, like, if you just jump off the pads and don't ever put your feet back down, you wreck. You have to land it. And I think that's really neat. Whew. You feel connected to it. You feel connected to it in a way that, like, I wouldn't have expected. And I've set this up before and tried it, and I didn't really feel it then, but, like, now I'm like, oh, okay. The hurdles work the way it feels like it should. Like, you line up the timing on those jumps, and you jump over the hurdles, and that second race there, I think I jumped over every single hurdle without wrecking, you know, and that's kind of cool. But the running is fake. That's kind of the problem. Yeah, is there any incentive to not play with your hands? Yeah, the answer is self-respect. Yeah, sure. A lot of people would get down on their hands and knees and just, like, hit it with their hands. You know, like, that's, I guess you could do that, but, like, why play the games at all at that point? Except for your kids and you have nothing better to do. Like, that's the answer, right? But now we live in a more dignified age. And we don't have to stoop to such depths to feel good about ourselves. But yeah, also because the Mister can't get retro achievements, so you know. Where does that rank? I think that's okay. I think that's better than what I thought it was going to be, but I still think it's like a really thin experience. And I think it kind of exposes. We'll see when we play the rest of the games, I guess. But, like, you know, I'm legit winded. I'm not going to say it's, like, not some kind of fucking workout or whatever. I mean, whatever qualifies as a workout for my fucking sedentary ass. But, like, it doesn't match the feel. Like, the way to do well is to, like, stand on the balls of your toes and just, like, plop your heels down as fast as possible. So it's more like you're wiggling your legs than actually running. And, you know, I'm something of a leg wiggler, under the desk, all that sort of stuff. Like, I can while away the hours just shaking a leg. And so I'm pretty good at shaking my legs pretty fucking fast. I think that's not great. Once that gets translated into a running video game, I think it sort of kind of robs it of reality. I think, you know, obviously it's hard to expect full form when you're A, running in place at all, and B, doing it on a mat of any kind and not something that's going to track more points of articulation on your body, like you were a G.I. Joe or something. But, like, I think that's the downfall of this, ultimately, is it still feels like a gimmick. I wonder how many households, because a lot of people ended up with this because they did eventually do a pack-in of the console that came with a power pad and world-class track meet, and it was like, what, Mario Duck Hunt and world-class track meet, right? And like that stuff, you know, like I wonder if this got more usage out of people than Rob the Robot did when they got rid of Rob. I mean, this has 6 cartridges. Rob only had 2, and really no one owned Stack Up. No one. I always wanted Stack Up, but anyway. Where does this go on our list? I think it's like a fairly middling thing. Like, it's okay. I came away from it feeling like a little bit more impressed with the technology than I was going in. But the game itself is a little plain. The music's okay. Some of the sound effects, like the jumping sound effect, feels like it fell right out of a fucking Atari 2600. Like, that feels like that could be done better. But, like, this is no Clash at Demon Head. David Crane's A Boy and His Blob Trouble on Blobolonia is a better game. You'd be better off with Flying Dragon, The Secret Scroll. Capcom's Gold Medal Challenge 92 is a better game. It's kind of hard. It's a weird thing to compare controller-based Olympics games to this one, but it is very similar in a lot of ways. But instead of mashing buttons on a controller, you're mashing buttons on the floor. But yeah, it's no Capcom's Gold Medal Challenge 92. You'd be better off with a copy of TNC Surf Designs 2 Thrilla's Surfari, which, despite not having wood and water rage in the name, does have both surfing and skateboarding. It's no Super Sprint. Remote Control is a better game. You'd be better off with a copy of The Karate Kid. Hudson's Adventure Island is better. But it's kind of in here. Is it better or worse than Big Nose Freaks Out? I think it's better than Big Nose Freaks Out. It's better than Twin Eagle. It's better than Joe and Mac. Actually, no. It is better than Twin Eagle. It is not as good as Joe and Mac. Is it better or worse than Destination Earthstar? It's better. It's our new number 432. Okay. And there you have it. I suppose it's time for more. Okay. Up next, Athletic World. Nope, that's the wrong. It's this one. Okay, we need to load that. We need to do this. All right, they want side A of the mat. So we're going to flip it over. And we'll turn off the microphone gate. Okay, so it looks like you can kind of run and then step to the right, step to the left, and even crouch. Okay, that's kind of wild. Let's make sure this works exactly the same way as the other one. I assume they all will. Oh yeah, it doesn't even... You and me both, kid. you. Huh, okay. The running and movement feels way stiffer. This feels notably worse than world-class track meet already. This truly is an athletic world. This sucks. This is terrible. Dark tunnel. DPS check this early in the run, man. I don't like it. I don't like it. What's the matter with him, man? Can't jump in this one. Some of this stuff puts more of an emphasis on rhythm over how fast you can go. Hop a log. Yeah, we're over here now. Weird. Come on! So that time, like at the end there, it was starting me on a side one. And so if I wasn't already on the right pad, it kind of immediately failed. I like that the raft waits. Oh. So my feet are too big for this. I gotta... I was taking my feet off the center pads to crouch. The timing on this is terrible. This is like the opposite of world-class track meet. This is balls. Ain't no way I'm getting up fast enough for that one. Okay, and that just runs you through all the events. Kind of how I figured. Okay. Athletic World. Slightly more variety than world-class track meet, right? Because you occasionally have to step to the left, step to the right. You can walk backwards if you want to. You can crouch. But none of that feels good. Even the basic movement, even the basic running feels way, way worse than world-class track meet. Um, Same shitty Atari jump noise also. Yeah, it's no good. I thought that this would be something that would the variety might help it or whatever. Because in one of those you don't even really run. All you're doing is crouching or stepping to the side or whatever on the raft. But I will say the crouch input is kind of cool. Having to get low like that, I think, is kind of neat. But it's just not a good experience, period. Like it just doesn't, like none of these events feel good to play. World-class track meet, I think the thing that was impressive about that, if you had to say impressive, is that you felt connected to the experience. You felt like, okay, my feet are doing the thing I expect it to do. Here, it feels like the opposite. The nicest thing about this game is that the monkey pops down and gives you a number. 0, more often than not, in my case. But, yeah, I think that is a fair bit worse than world-class track meet. It's no Quattro Arcade. You're better off with a copy of Wizards and Warriors 3 Kuros, Visions of Power. Menace Beach is a better game. Roller Games is a better game. You'd be better off with a copy of Ikari 3 The Rescue. I'd rather play The Simpsons Bart versus the World. I think that's a pretty easy one there. You'd be better off with a copy of Alfred Chicken. At least in there you get some watering cans. Is this better or worse than Super Pitfall? It's a little bit worse. But it's not bottom of the list bad. I don't know. Like there's something about the look of it I like. I at least like that they tried to do something different from world-class track meet. But if anything, that just makes it more disappointing because like this could be a better game. This is worse than Super Pitfall. You'd be better off with a copy of Gotcha the Sport. Like that's a thicker game than this, and that game ain't thick. You'd be better off with Athena. Wayne's World is a slightly better game. You'd be better off with Super Jeopardy. It's better than Death Race. It's no The Ren and Stimpy Show Buckaroos. It's our new 677. That thing's real bad. There you have it. Okay. Next up, Dance Aerobics, which I'm sure is going to be every bit as good as Dance Dance Revolution, right? It's just got to be. Oh. Come on, let's go. Oh, I left the gate off even though I was up close to the mic, so I'm sure you probably heard me heavy breathing. Congratulations. Back to side B for this one. You're not really getting the full experience of me doing the workout from this camera angle, but... I like that the music is not the same tempo as her. I feel my neck cracking when I lift up my left leg like that. That's good, right? Let me know if you need any volume adjusted. So you can hear these great voice samples. Write down this level and your pass stamp. 5. What's your password? 5. I'm gonna fight Mike Tyson. What do? 5. What? My body is a lot longer than yours, computer lady. This is asking a lot of the pad. And I feel like they should do a better job of showing you which buttons she's hitting. Like they should light up on her end or something to give you a better sense of where your butt's supposed to be or something. You know, it's like... It does seem to be forgiving about what you're doing on the middle buttons on this stuff. Which is how they can account for different body sizes, I suppose. This also serves as a nice test for the power pad to make sure it works. Give me a sec. Okay. Pad antics. Matt melodies. Okay, so it's not just you doing what you want to do. They want you to duplicate the songs. Got it. DDR ain't shit. This is reminding me of the Sega Activator with its nonsensical inputs. I mean, you can play Mr. Dew's Castle on it. So this is probably the best. Yeah. So what's up now? It knows when you're stepping. Relax and enjoy. Relax and enjoy. All right, I think that's everything. We didn't do Ditto. Okay. So it's like Twister, but bad. So like Twister. Okay. So. Dance aerobics is better than Athletic World, that's for sure. It is asking a little too much. I feel like, I mean, a lot of Kinect games and a lot of other stuff have done this as well, but like, it's asking a little too much of the technology. There's someone out here weed whacking, and I have the garage door open because I need the cool air. So it's kind of stepping outside of what the Power Pad is capable of ever so slightly with the aerobics stuff. The other thing I'd say is that they're expecting you to be a tiny lady or a child for this, because I could probably, well, yeah, I mean, it was hard for me to like get down and hit those side buttons and everything else there. But the scoring was pretty good about like, hey, your butt is hitting the back and the middle buttons, but we're not gonna, that doesn't matter. All we care about is with you're hitting the side buttons. But I'm sixth. Well, I was sixth. I'm probably like 6'2" now. Probably lost an inch or so over the last decade or something. But yeah, you know, pretty tall for the Power Pad, I guess. This is better than Athletic World. It's not as good as world-class track meet. But it's not too far. I mean, like, it has a lot of variety. It's got the silly music stuff. You can play the music from Mr. Dew's Castle on it, and that's great. You know, but there's modes also where they could be better about it. Like, they want you to play the music, but they don't tell you in advance where you're going to need to step. It's not like a proper rhythm game where you're seeing the arrows come up the screen or anything like that. It's just like, all right, you needed to hit that button half a measure ago. I don't know, you fucked up. Like, what, you know, and so like learning the songs is really an act of memorization. And so it's like bad piano at that point. That stuff's not good. That stuff's not good. So it's not as good as world-class track meet. The variety is nice, though, but it's no Cobra Command. Stanley, The Search for Dr. Livingston's a better game. The speech is nice. I like her aerobic studio with, like, the big skyscrapers out behind it. I was wondering for a sec if we were going to get different scenes there, and maybe we could see the Twin Towers or something majestic like that. But there are, you know, this takes place in the future, I guess. It's no Wizards and Warriors 3. It is better than Roger Clemens MVP baseball. It is better than round ball 2-on-2 challenge. It is no Tetris 2. It's our new number 468. I had to look up the name again. Dance Aerobics. Okay. And there you have it. Hooray. Okay, what's next here? Street Cop. Street Cop was the game that got me to buy this power pad. Someone suggested Street Cop, and I went in not knowing that it was a power pad game, and we loaded it up one week, and I was like, oh, shit. I guess I'm going to need a power pad. So let's load up Street Cop here. Here is Street Cop. It's a side B game. So, this uses the controller and the power pad, and I might need to mess with this a little bit. Can someone on the Discord tell me if any of these manuals say anything about the power pad being plugged into port A or port B? Okay, I think I got everything working. Okay, it's port 2? Okay. Well, I've got swap joysticks on, so that part. Club that criminal to death. There he is. Take that, you pervert! Rot in hell, Snatcher Joe. This is not very good. I'm not really sure what I need. There we go. No. Wrong alley. Again, not great. You know, the controls just, you know, you need to hit separate buttons for everything. Again, like, I don't know if you've ever used an activator for the Genesis, but it would have these nonsensical, because it had a ring behind you, you would have these moments where you had to, like, wave your hand behind you to do kicks and punches in some games, and that stuff was really shitty. Street Cop feels like that. On one hand, you know, hey, they used every single button on this thing and a controller, merging a controller, you know, much like a Lucky and Wild, doing two things at once. Inherently great. Not a great game. It just doesn't feel responsive. That's probably the biggest issue it has. Is that, you know, especially when you're trying to round corners, like they went too hard. If anything, the developers went off, and they're to be commended. No, they tried to do too much with a peripheral that is not cut out for it, and it gets you into pretty deep water pretty fast with just like the turns not working and some of the other stuff feeling not responsive the way it should. Basic movement feels weird. The buttons behind you while you're walking, either one of them makes you turn around, when meanwhile you've got a controller in your hand, you know, and you could just as easily push left or right or up or down to do that stuff. You know, that's kind of the crazy thing, is like if they had offloaded some of the buttons onto a regular controller, it would have controlled better. It would have been a better game while you're still using the power pad for basic movement and running and jumping or whatever. I think they went a little too far, which makes sense. I mean, it's meant to be a power pad game, so why not use the power pad as much as you can? But I think ultimately this is a game that actually could have been better if they used fewer buttons on the pad. Even if they use the other side of the pad, you know, because then you have fewer buttons kind of inherently, and then have you use the controller as well. I think that ultimately would have just been a better, truer feeling experience to the movement and everything than what they have here, where you're tapping a button to turn around and, you know, like it's Defender or something. This ain't no Defender. Let's get it on the list. Street Cop. I think Street Cop is slightly better than Athletic World. It's certainly no Dance Aerobics. It is better than The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends. It's no Thundercade. It's better than NFL. It's better than F-15 City War. It's no Captain Planet and the Planeteers. It's our new number 664. Suck it, street cop. Suck it, street cop. There you have it. It's a decent premise, but you know, it just doesn't. Yeah, you just you can't interact with things the way you want to. Next up is something called Super Team Games. Side B. So I figured out what I needed to do to configure this for the Mister. It's you put it in because the snack adapter has 2 ports on it for player 1 and player 2. I was putting it into the player 2 port and that was making it weird. You got to put it into the player 1 port, but then in the input options, say swap joysticks. So it moves the power pad over to port 2, leaves your regular controller on port 1, and there you have it. Oh, this is looking a lot. This is looking very Athletic World to me. Belly bump ball. Okay, side B. I don't know how I'm supposed to register a letter. But none of the games have worked that way. Do we want Ollie, Jimmy, or Jack? We're taking Ollie. Probably a good jumper. Sorry, I'm kind of bumping the microphone. Oh, God. Whew. Yeah, just... That's it. Just run. No other mechanics, really, other than the jump. The jump forces you to land, or else you will crash. This is pretty long. What? Nope. Gotta have something on the back ones too. Or maybe it's just the back ones. Now I'm just hitting the fronts. Help. Help! Oh! This isn't doing any better. But this seems to be what the manual says. Both sets at the same time, so they literally want you to crab walk, which is kind of neat. But I am too tall for that. No? Okay. Is it gonna pop or what? There we go. This sucks! Alright, we've done that event before. I believe obstacle course A and B are just the super obstacle course broken up. No? Is that asking too much? Anyone got any instructions or any information on the skateboarding? Grab the board, loser! I like that I can stand still. That's nice. This is nice. It's the best game so far. Okay. That is a lot like Athletic World. Almost like all these games were made by the same company. Crab Walk, you know, like, hey, they were, and it came out a year later. Yeah. So this is refined. It's nice. This sucks. This is not as bad as Athletic World. But it's definitely in the ballpark. It's just that well, I don't know, man. Like, they're asking variety of you, right? The Crab Walk is an interesting concept for things to do with a power pad. I think if you were doing this as a 2-player game, you would have to be some really little kids. This mat is not big. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a big mat. And so the idea of 2 kids getting on here and it being like something that works as intended and isn't just a total shit show of kids bumping into each other and everything, which I guess is, you know, that's part of the fun, right? That's part of the excitement is, you know, you're pushing each other over and crying about it. This would be a nightmare for kids. As a father, my kids would just fight. It would be like, he pushed me over. I was trying to run and then he pushed me off the pads and then she did this to me and it was just, yeah. Did the game support 2 power pads? No, because the side B has room for 2 players. That's why it has all these buttons and why I'm only using the left half. Because in 2-player mode, ideally someone would be on the other side of the mat. A 3-player team? Oh God. So you could theoretically have 6 kids on this thing, 3v3. That's a terrible thought. So yeah, you know, at some point this thing's just not for adults because I think even small adults are going to generally be a little too tall for this thing. And you know, that's kind of it ends up being disqualifying past a certain size. That's I think damning of the entire power pad, but also that's where, you know, hey, this who they were selling these things to and who, you know, this shit's for kids. At least it was then. So it's not too egregious. I'm not over here going like, they should have made a plus size power pad for fatties. You know, I don't know. But regardless of all of that, this game is the absolute shits. I like the variety. It's a shame, man. Obstacle courses, double dare, all that sort of stuff. I think there's a lot of opportunity there to have like different inputs and there's a lot of different types of fun you can have. But I just don't think that any of this stuff is good or worth doing. That's the problem, man. And so, you know, when we look at Athletic World, it sucks. This is a little bit better. But how much, I mean, the skateboarding is like real basic. I appreciate the ambition of doing the crab walk and some of the other things they want you to do, but none of those inputs seem very good. And so I think that's ultimately the problem with it is just like, this just sucks, dude. So yeah, this is better than Athletic World, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it's better than Ren and Stimpy Buckaroos. It's better than Hook. It's not better than Bill and Ted's Excellent Video Game Adventure, which is a bad game. It's our new number 677. What is this called? Super Team Games? Super Team Games. Sure. Great name. Okay, that brings us to the final cartridge. It's a 2-in-1. Short order and Eggsplode. 9 for short order, 10 for explode. Oh, I want a 10-story burger. What do you? Burger. Cheese, burger, tomato, lettuce. Cheese, burger, tomato, lettuce. Cheese, burger, tomato, lettuce, burger. Burger, tomato, lettuce, burger. Burger, tomato, lettuce, burger, cheese. That, lettuce, burger. Cheese, burger, tomato, lettuce, burger, cheese. Cheese, burger, tomato, lettuce, burger, cheese, lettuce. Tomato, lettuce, burger. Burger, lettuce. Lettuce? Enjoy your sewer burger. Okay, so that's Simon, but with burgers. Oh, I was already playing. Great. Okay, don't step on the eggs. Good to know. Good. 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 Oops. I misstepped. I didn't even mean to step there, but I was... Okay. All right. Sure. Sure, you know. You could tell that, yeah, Nintendo did that. And Nintendo published that because it was so hot. Okay. Okay. Those are okay. Very gimmicky games, but also like effective. I think Eggsplode is better than Short Order by a little bit. I think if I was going to do a Simon-style memory game with a power pad, I would actually do the layout a lot more like Eggsplode is, and just have it be more direct Simon beep, bop, boop, 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 than the burger thing. The burger controls are also a little weird. I mean, I guess they put some safety in there by making it so you have to stand on both buttons. So you don't really have to hop around the mat. You can kind of step because it's not going to register until you're pushing both. It's a little bit awkward on the control end, I guess, because of that, but it's not, whatever, it's fine. Eggsplode is better than Short Order. I mean, it's just whack-a-mole, right? It's just like real basic whack-a-mole at that point. And that's effective. The power pad is like a fun control input for that style of game. But it's very simple. I don't know. Like it's good that they put both of these games onto one cartridge because they are obviously both mini game like in nature, and so it makes a lot of sense that they would put them together, because together like that, this is an okay package. Together, this is one of the better. This is one of the better power pad games. Obviously it's going for something completely different. It's not an exercise game. And in some ways, I think that makes it better because a lot of the shortcomings of the power pad ultimately are due to them trying to make you run on it. And a lot of those games are not tuned well for that. World Class Track Meet, I feel, is the only game that felt tuned well for running. In terms of the speed on screen versus your input with your feet, I think that's the only one that felt right. Everything else felt broken in its own kind of weird way. And And so, like that, I would say World Class Track Meet is the only good exercise. Well, I don't know, like aerobic, like dance aerobics is what it is. Dance aerobics is a pretty different thing, and it works well enough, but they're trying to do a little too much. But they judge it appropriately, right? I mean, they don't necessarily, they're not harsh about you pushing extra buttons in some cases, and what they count as a mistake and whatever. On the rhythm end of things, they give you a wide berth for what they consider to be on beat in that thing, and I think that works to its benefit. So, like, dance aerobics is okay. This is better than dance aerobics. Short order explode is better than dance aerobics. Not the highest bar in the world. And then we have World Class Track Meet up here. I guess probably the first question to answer here is this better or worse than World Class Track Meet? Gosh. It is. I suppose this is the last and best Power Pad game. But yeah, that's this is better than World Class Track Meet. It's better than Joe and Mac. Like, these are very simple games, but they're effective. And they use more than just your ability to run, right? It's more of, you know, it's a memory game. It's, you know, you're doing something fairly different. And using your feet to do it is fun. Like, if this was just a controller-based game and it was just like, I don't know, man, fucking go whack the wolves or whatever before they can blow up the chickens, like, that would suck. So the Power Pad is actually additive in this case, because without it, the games would be probably too basic. So it's better than World Class Track Meet, but like, it's no Akari Warriors 2 Victory Road. Funhouse is a better game. You'd be better off with a copy of Worm, Journey to the Center of the Earth. Snow Crystal Mines. Better or worse than Conflict? It's worse than Conflict. It's worse than Swords and Serpents. It's no Alien Syndrome. It is better than Big Nose the Caveman. It is better than The Punisher. Is it better or worse than Metal Fighter? It's better than Metal Fighter. It's our new number 426. Okay. That's the Power Pad. That is the fucking Power Pad. Its best game here at number 426. I thought that this would take 3 hours. I thought that it would be more of like oh god, I need to do more Power Pad next week because we couldn't fit them all in here. But I guess ultimately it's not surprising that all of these games are pretty slight. So yeah, that's I guess in retrospect, it was foolish to assume that would have taken up all of the time. But ultimately, I think the power pad is it's bad. I mean, like a lot of these games are bad. The software itself is like the pad itself works fine. I think that they erred on the side of making too many multiplayer games, and so you're crammed onto the left half of the mat. They should have had a situation where, like, if you were playing one player, you could have used side A, and you could have had the buttons around you, and you stand in the middle of the pad. I think that would have been, like, perhaps a better solution for a lot of these games, but playing them with other people was kind of the point, I guess. Like, I don't know, like the one time I encountered one as a kid, we played World Class Track Meet with the kid who owned it, and then we did that for 10 minutes, whatever it was, and then did something else. And you go through like, oh, well, you use your hands, like, you put it through its paces, and then you move on and do something else. So that's gosh, what a thing. I think, like, obviously dance mats and things that we would encounter in the future, the Wii, the balance board, there's a lot of the Kinect, even, like, like the Kinect is bad, right? But like the Kinect had a ton of potential the same way, like in a lot of ways, I guess in both senses of the concept, the Kinect is as close as we get to the modern day equivalent of the power pad. It's did I label one of these wrong? Yeah, I did. World Class Track Meet got labeled with the wrong episode number, so let me fix that. I think the Kinect is something that is like a capable, weird piece of hardware that, like, the software wasn't always up to snuff, or in some cases the software was trying to do too much with it and trying to track too much. But you look at something like Dance Central, and you look at some of the other Kinect Adventures and some of the other games that came out on that platform, and the parts of the body they were tracking and what they were getting away with there. Like, it's a really interesting method of input, and it was something that led to this kind of concept of like, oh, hey, we could do exercise stuff here, we could do dance stuff here. There's things like that would work in this specific thing. And it's games that went outside of that, and obviously Happy Action Theater is a really cool thing. It uses the Kinect in a very different way than most of the other games on the platform. But like, I think the power pad in a lot of ways is pretty similar, where you have games like a Short Order or Eggsplode that is trying to kind of step outside of the confines of an exercise game, which I wonder if the developers were just like frustrated, like, this thing sucks, let's make something that is not like all the other bullshit on here, because that stuff's been done to death. Like, where we can't get away with doing another track and field type game. There's been too many of them already. Like, what else can we do with this? I think that's why I appreciate, at least conceptually, something like Street Cop, but that game is terrible. Street Cop is the fucking shit, dude. The control is so bad. And that's the only game that uses both the D-pad and the floor pad at the same time. And the ambition there is something. I don't know. But ultimately, I think the power pad is best left in the past. You're a lot taller now, and you don't fit on the pad the same way that maybe you did when you were 8. And it's probably not worth the time. I don't think kids would be as especially engaged with it either. I just like your connection to the on-screen action is never really, even when it's good. Like World Class Track Meet is probably the best example of that. It still doesn't it still doesn't feel quite right. And I think that kind of messes it up. But that's fine. And that's the power pad, I guess. We do have time. We got a little time. I got one more game that we didn't get to last week. I guess we could just get that in here now. Anders wanted to see it. You can join the advisory panel and you can suggest games, as Anders has done. And we'll play them here. I need to push a button to route this audio. Oh, those don't work. Why don't those work? Oh, why don't those work? That's weird. We want to route. There. Now I can hear the action, as you can. We'll just stay on the Mister since it's already set up and stuff. Anders wanted to see Shingen the Ruler from Hot Bee. I was trying to decide if the right answer is to just have one video be all of the power pad stuff, or, we've got time, so. This bodes well. January 1545. How many occupied regions do you give orders to? 0, man. We can't move. Disaster rose 0. This is a really they've made some choices on the menu here. We can't have an alliance without a princess. AL is alliance. MR, merchants can't become because of a snowfall. The heir isn't born yet. Ninjas. Can afford to enlist 7 cores. Sir, Ninja, Saito, Stolden, Shinano. This is... I'm sorry, Lancers fell 22 by Ninja. I might need the manual even more here than in some of those power pad games. Let's give orders to 2 occupied. We don't have many occupied. Okay, do we have 1? Disaster rose 0. Let's do some farm development. 10. Great. Yeah, I'd rather be crab walking. Let's do some FC. This interface is really miserable, man. Like, there's just not... Let's do some preventative medicine here to the tune of 20. Do I need to be spending more to get progress? Or what's the... Ninja, go spying. On North Sheena. Kiyo Murakami. Alright. Rank 7. Going. Troops, let's go! Troops, be careful. Oh, they've got way more in most of these categories than we do. Be brave, rush the enemy. It's decent little battle music. What an odious enemy to beat me. The shot of the guy with the arrow sticking out his back, reaching. Yeah, this is the game that had like some of the manual on the frickin' cartridge itself. Like the label for the cartridge says that CLT stands for culture. Of course it does. Shingen Takeda, Kenshin Uesugi, Moto Imagawa. All right. Yep. Okay. There's a lot of pushing B for things where you think you should be hitting A in this game. Well, we probably need to enlist some more guys. Okay, so we can hit the select key to kind of go through more of our stats here if we want to see them. As printed on the cartridge itself, you can hit select to see more of your stats. They printed literally some of it on the cart. It's amazing. Mister, I'm a merchant. May I help you? We want to buy some stuff. What are we buying this month? What are you selling? Thank you for buying, and farewell. FC is food control. I feel like even as abbreviations go, this is terrible. MI is military, CA is castle, FA is farmers, FC is food control, GM is gold mines, AL is alliance, MR is merchant, DR is doctor, HE is air, NJ is ninja, SV is save, and PS is pass. This feels like something where they did the minimal amount to localize it. Like when we saw that ninja come through, like the text on the screen was a fucking jumble. And clearly these were, you know, kanji or something, right? And then they just like, well, I don't know. We used boxes. We can't. Yeah, take the cartridge out to read the label to see what the things stand for, and then whoops, you lost your game. Save your game, take the cartridge out, go, oh, FC is for food control. Disaster fell 3. Great. We did a little food control. What the fuck is food control? Is that growing food? Like, even their abbreviations feel terrible. An Imperial envoy has come from the capital. The Emperor expects you to come to the capital soon. Money rose 30. Products rose 30. Loyalty rose 4. Great. Do I need to go to the capital? Like, food control. You know, it's like, hey, you're going to control your food. Like, right? But to do that while also having farmers do a little farm aid. What's our epidemic rating? No. Epidemic, no. Princess, 0. Gold mine, 1. Dig! Dig 100. Like, that's the number thing is a little weird because I'm like, I don't know what resource I'm spending there. Produce more. We have no gold mines. What? Okay, so it's money. Yeah, this is a case where it feels like they did the bare minimum to localize it and then really leaned on the manual. They've got like quick reference charts and they've got like in-depth stuff. Like it really just feels like they did as little as possible to get this game into English. This is our only territory. We can't move anywhere. Like, as these sims go, this feels like a pretty rough one. The region is damaged by drought. Okay. Yield fell 4. Disaster rose 0. Sir, be happy. Princess was born. Hell yeah. Princess won. We form an alliance. Now that we have a princess that was just born, this is unsettling. Who can we trust now? How are these guys on our southern... Oh, it's not. It's deliberately not letting me pick that one. They must be bad. Come on. There we go. The A button, B button stuff's real weird. For 1 month, we had an alliance with... Yeah, this stuff's really rotten. Hold on a sec. Okay. The inputs are really awkward. There's something about... Yeah, I don't know. What else can the ninja do? Ninjas, we're in a crisis. How much per... We got 200. Ninja crisis. The one-man ninja. We have an alliance with these guys. I probably shouldn't... Oh, well. Oh, did we go, like, sabotage them? Going all out. And we'll do manual battle this time so we can kind of see what that looks like. And then we're probably good. This is not going to be enough troops to do this. Troops, let's go! Sir, give us all our division order for attack. Okay, so I can split into 1 and 2. Is that what we're doing here? Interesting that you could decide to split your resources, to split your units into weaker... You know, like if you want like 3 different infantry units instead of just all of them in one big ball, you can do that. That's interesting. Tactically. This takes forever. This music's alright, though. The battle music is okay. That is the best thing this game has so far, I think, is the music right here. Oh, I hit end. I should be hitting wait. Right. That's ending my whole turn, not just ending that unit's phase, movement phase. Yeah, I'll let these guys come to us, man. This is the oldest turn-based tactics game you think you've ever seen? Yeah? What year was this? '89. I mean, that's, yeah. That can't be. That simply cannot be the oldest. But. Okay. Okay. Let them come. At least it has this. I don't know. Like, I feel like the menus are not good. I feel like the rest of this game does a bad job of presenting information. Like, it could do more, you know? It feels cheaply produced for this market. That's kind of my overall feeling on it, is that this just feels like something that they did the lightest job they could at localization, and that's that, you know. Yeah, Hot B probably not the highest budget publisher for a game like this, I suppose. I would also say that maybe a game like this might not have deserved much more of a budget for how... I wonder how well this stuff did in the States, you know? Because there are a handful of games like this that did make their way over. And I think plenty of them are better than this. But at the same time... What's up? I'm gonna rush y'all. No enemy in range. Okay. No Russian. Oh, God. The combat's not... I don't know. Like, I wish that some of that stuff looked a little better than just a little puffball. Oh. Boing, it said. Oh, that's a good long range there. I think I'm tired of this music now. I hit my limit. I thought maybe rush was going to be some kind of specific technique, like when you're just out of range, you can rush one more step and do extra damage, you know. And but no, that's just like, that seems like that is the default attack button or attack order. We are finished. Oh yeah? Yay! Are we stoked about that? Like, we are, or is that them? No, that's us. You're like, yeah, we got some XP. Yeah, we got some money. We got hella products. Mad products. McDonald's style. Oh yeah. We're going to do this one automatically. Troops, be careful. Their numbers are significantly higher than ours. Will you fight? Yeah. I didn't come here to not lose all my troops. Okay. Saito occupied in Hida. Okay. We got signal fires here in our region, I guess. So, what percent should we collect for land tax? You know, I want to be like, you know, let's drop it a little bit. 29%. We collected 85 products and 172 bucks. People are not stoked. So we can't send the ninjas to our own. Like it seems like our territory is the one with the signal fires. So how do I? Maybe we just need to enlist. Oh, we can't. No, we cannot afford more. I have 183 bucks, but we cannot afford more troops. We got more culture though. Why are we asking this again? Dig, goddammit. The enemy came from Kazuke to Shinano. Here's how many troops we got. Fucking none. What an odious enemy to beat me. I assume that's game over then, right? Yeah. A vigorous enemy attacked the castle, if you know what I mean. I regret the castle taken. Retreat now and wait for next chance. I don't know. Ninja Crisis. Yeah, see now our occupied territory But I guess like that's the home territory. Is the red one actually us? No progress. We spent all of our PRD trying to undercut them there, and a little preventative medicine. Don't worry about an epidemic for 4 months. Great. It's a joyful wedding with Lady Koi. I wish you luck, said Lady Koi. We got money. We got our products rose 5. Got so many products, man. We wasted a lot of products on the ninja. His hair was looking good, though. Can we get some guys here? Great. Snowing again. Let's do a little food control. Disaster fell to. Just like even the names of some of these stats are nonsense. Produce more. We need 21 product per man to hire miners to produce more. Well, we don't have even 21 products, so. What do you got? I guess you just buy troops, huh? Sell a little product. Taking my corner back. Our Takeda army never lost. The rank of the army rose. That's right. That's right. We took our shit back. Yeah, we're attacking the castle. Okay. Uh-oh. Gonna just do some marauding, just go from place to place, not shore up any of our territory. Will you fight? Yeah, the localization is just fucking insane. Our Takeda army never lost. Yeah, see, they got some more guys here at the castle. We'll see how this goes. Okay. What an odious enemy to beat me. Yeah, I mean, they took their... We had no one there to defend it. Of course they took it. Aw, geez. They came from Kazuke. Yeah, I think just based on the available information here and the way this stuff is presented, staring at this screen for the vast majority of the game, bad news. The castle was struck by lightning. But our disaster is only 35. We have all this product. Culture fell 14. Yeah, so like we can go and we can do all this stuff, but they're taking the territories back behind us as we move our way north. And now like we do not have very many troops. So we're not quite the murder machine we were for those past couple of battles. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, I think that as far as turn-based strategy goes, I think other games are better and more complete takes on this. And so I think that's probably the biggest problem here. Yeah, we'll fight. Kill everybody. Truly odious. So this is our last occupied region, and we have no troops. I assume that they're going to drive us. I guess that happened before, huh? Sir, be happy. The harvest is rich this year. We have no troops, and someone's about to come take all of it from us, but... Dig! Spend all our money on the gold mine. We found 3 more gold mines. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, we found a bunch of gold mines. Hey, they withdrew. They didn't take our castle? Huh. Very nice of them. Okay, so with gold mines, you can turn products into gold. Very odious. I think they're just coming in and murdering us and then not taking the castle. They're just like, hey, by the way, fuck you. But we're going to leave you a territory so that you can keep playing the game. I'm like, no, just please, just end it. Yeah, no taxes. Listen, everybody, we'll collect no land tax this year. Messenger from the Date family. Probably the Date family. Anyway. He gave us 4 Lancers as a gift. Thanks. I regret that the castle was taken. Has the game completely locked up here? What? Okay, there. The Takeda family fell. We are finished. This is all I wanted to see. We had so much product, man. I don't think this is a very good one of those. All right. So, is that better than all of the Power Pad games? It's no conflict, right? I mean, we should do the due diligence here. It's no Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link. It's no Ninja Gaiden 3: The Ancient Ship of Doom. You'd be better off with a copy of RBI Baseball 2. Scat, Special Cybernetic Attack Team. That's a better game. Super Spike V-Ball. That's better. Kiwi Craze: A Bird-Brained Adventure. That's better. You'd be better off with a copy of Dusty Diamond's All-Star Softball. Arch Rivals is a superior product. You'd be better off with Russian Attack. Certainly Golf. It's no Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego. You'd be better off with a copy of Solstice: The Quest of the Staff of Deimos. Is Shingen the Ruler better or worse than Dino Wars: Destruction of Spondylos? Dino Wars is pretty straightforward, you know, you just walk to the right and it's a better game. That's a better game than Shingen the Ruler. Prince of Persia is a better game. Sky Shark's a better game. Castle of Dragon is better. You'd be better off with a copy of Hudson's Adventure Island. Pool of Radiance is a better game. Wheel of Fortune Junior Edition's a better game. Wheel of Fortune Family Edition's a better game. Dance Aerobics is a better game. American Gladiators is a better game. You'd be better off with a copy of the Paradicus Conflict. But this is looking right. The Napoleon game, L'Empereur, that's a better game. Bayou Billy is a better game. Is it better or worse than Bart versus the Space Mutants? Ugh. It's a little bit worse. It's worse than that weird port of King's Quest V. It's better than Back to the Future 2 and 3. It's better than Bartman meets Radioactive Man. Is it better or worse than Videomation? It's better than Videomation. It's our new number 589. And there you have it, the final Power Pad game. Is right here at 589. Thanks to Anders for suggesting that one. Nice to be able to fit that one in here alongside all of those hot Power Pad games. That's a lot behind us now after today's episode. You know, that's all 6 of the Power Pad games checked off the list. A big meaty strategy game also out of our hair once and for all, which is nice. Power Pads, no DDR, man. I mean, of course, right? But yeah, it's the Power Pad stuff is pretty grim. Just because of the nature of the Power Pad, ultimately, you know, that stuff. I wish those games were ever so slightly better, but World Class Track Meet is what it is, and it's okay. I don't know. Maybe I need to unbox the old Miracle Piano and get that up and running, figure out how that works. And we can maybe check that out in the relatively near future here. And then be done with peripherals, I guess. I mean, I think we still have Operation Wolf. There's some Zapper games, but, you know, those are easily playable with a mouse and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. Thanks, everybody, for watching. You can go to jeff.zone to join the advisory panel, and you can suggest some games here to help kind of close us out, as well as get an ad-free version of the weekly podcast. You get a bonus podcast every Wednesday and all sorts of other shit. Thank you for your support over there at Jeff.Zone. Thanks, everyone, for signing up and supporting this nightmare, for supporting the purchase of a Power Pad to make this episode possible. Your direct influence has been felt in a real way. I wonder if I will get a leg cramp at any point in the near. I need to hydrate, man. I gotta eat some more bananas. Get some potassium up in this month. Anyway, be back next week with more. Be back on Tuesday with the podcast. And a marathon video went up last night. If you want to see some marathon be played, I played a bunch of marathon. You should give that a look. It's neat. Anyway, I'll see you next week.